Okay, so not too long ago, NotebookLM has released some new presets to its infographics feature. So now we have 10 different styles that we can apply when we are trying to generate an infographics using NotebookLM. And I gotta say, from my testing, I can see that these new designs are quite interesting, and definitely they're adding more colors into the options that we have in the platform. And some of them are quite branded or professional. Like, for example, here we got a new preset that is essentially quite similar to the Lego style. So I would imagine that if you're running a business and you are selling a product that might be related to a Lego brick, I think you can use this particular style to create media using NotebookLM. And speaking about branding, the question is it possible to create an infographics that is branded based on perhaps your design language, your website, or perhaps your other designs? Well, the answer is yes, but with some caveats. So at the moment, even though we have some new presets that we can apply when generating infographics, unfortunately, I think it is almost like it is hard-coded in the platform. So AI will always choose one of these presets when it comes to the layout, even though we can guide AI on what needs to do, like the color, the style, etc. But more or less, it will always follow the style or layout from one of these designs. So that's one limitation. But still, we can control a few things like the color, the overall vibe or design, and we can do that based on, let's say, our website or perhaps our photos, our basically assets that we have created earlier, and then we can feed the data to AI to be followed. So this is very interesting. Like, for example, here I was able to generate an infographics about return of investment that is very business oriented, and yet I was able to apply Barbie style design style into the infographics, and that's why it looks very colorful and looks like it was created by Barbie, even though it was basically created using AI. And I also tried to apply the same thing using the Starbucks design, and this is the result. And of course, you might be thinking that, okay, they look like Barbie, they look like Starbucks because the information about the design of these companies are basically exists in the training data of the Gemini Nano Banana model, which is the model that Google used to generate infographics. But actually, we can describe our own style and later can be reproduced by a NotebookLM. One example is this one. So this is also the same topic about ROI, and as you can see, the design is not particularly similar to any big brands, because I actually tried to emulate the design of this website, which is OpenCloud, and I believe this is still very, very new, that it doesn't exist in the training data. So basically, we relied only in the text description. And if you look at the visual of this website, it is not the same, of course, but there are some elements that do present in this infographics, like the color, the background, the text, and some other visual elements. I would say they are quite similar to this website. So that's one thing that we are trying to emulate in this video. So let me show you the step-by-step process to make an infographics that look more branded to your business or product, and you just need to provide a website. So let me show you how. First, we are going to use an AI agent browser called Comet, although you can also use the Cloud AI browser extension, but I do recommend to just use the Comet browser. Now, if you don't have a Comet browser, that is actually a missed opportunity, because this browser can do lots of cool things, and essentially it is AI that can control your browser. It is really cool. So if you don't have the browser, you can navigate to Google and search for Comet browser. And then you can open this website. It is actually from Perplexity. Download the browser and then install it normally on your computer, and then you can log in with your Perplexity account. And let me just launch the browser on my computer. So let me try. Okay, this is the browser. And okay, so after that, you need to prepare your website. And for this example, I'm going to use it's okay, I got the website. here. So this is a website that I created many months ago using Google Anti-Gravity, and of course this is not a real website, but I want to emulate the design language of this website into my NotebookLM infographics, and that's why we are going to be using the Chrome browser, because it can see the visual elements, all the details of the website. It is not just seeing the code, but also it will see the whole website. It's the same as someone who is scrolling the website and analyze the design. It's basically what the Chrome browser can do. All right, now this is the prompt that you can use. I'm going to put this in the description down below. Let me just copy it. Let me just open the Chrome browser, paste that, and I'm going to copy the URL of the website at the bottom of the prompt. The website is here. Okay, copy and paste. And right here, we're going to click the plus button, select more, and enable browser control. And then just send a message and just wait for AI to visit and then analyze every single visual element of the website. This might take quite a while, so just be patient. But after that, when it is done, it will show you a one paragraph brand guideline styles that later you can apply in NotebookLM when generating infographics. So just be patient until it finished. Okay, so it took less than 1 minute to finish, and basically you see this text block where you can copy the whole content. I'm going to click this copy button, and then you can open NotebookLM. You can open the notebook that you want to, where you want to generate infographics. And let's say here I'm going to use the same notebook again, which talks about return on investment. And let me just click infographics, and for the orientation I'll select maybe let's try landscape. And the style, okay, this is, I'm going to select auto style, but if you have any particular style in mind, then you can select any of this. And for the level detail, I personally like concise, but feel free to use something else. And for the description, we can just paste the branded guideline designs that was created by the Chrome browser. So just paste that. And well, just click generate and wait for AI to generate a branded infographics from the design of your own website. And I'll be back in a second. All right, so I don't know what's going on, but it's been like 50 minutes and it's not even finished creating the infographics. But I took the liberty to create an infographics from a different notebook. So this is one example that talks about wildlife photography tips, and as you can see, the design is, I would say, quite similar to this website. I mean, it's usually dark background with some golden buttons and white accent. In general, I would say it looks quite similar to the design of the website, and the same is true to this other infographics. This is talking about garden tips and tricks, and even though it should be associated with the color white and green, but as you can see, the tonality of the color is basically very similar to this website. So that is the power of using AI to describe the visual language of your own website, and then you can apply that to the infographics that you are creating using NotebookLM. So this is a really cool trick that can be done with the help of the Chrome browser, and actually you can just take a screenshot of your website and then let AI describe it. But I think this is more comprehensive because AI can scroll down, click on some elements, and can see the visual design of your website. That's why I highly recommend using an AI agent browser like the Chrome browser. So yeah, that's basically the step-by-step process to generate a more branded infographics using NotebookLM. And if you like this video, then I think you are going to like this video somewhere up here as well. So go click on that video and I'll see you there.